How much money do you make?
Like over $1 million a month.
How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
That's crazy, dude. There's so many of this. There's like so much of this happening right now.
Yeah.
Young crack kids making so much money. What do you do?
I have a AI software business.
Mm-hmm.
I also have an agency, and I also have an info product,
Okay.
product store.
All right. So I don't mean this in a negative way, but do you feel like what you do is controversial?
No.
No.
Eh,
Where does that come from?
It can be looked at that way,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately, I don't think it's controversial at all. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's any debate about it. And I think anyone that's crying about it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
grow up, man.
there's
Just
two.
grow up.
I agree. I actually do have your opinion. So, what do you do specifically? What did you really get your name from? Because I know what you started with. You've just had a little bit of success there. Then you made the next level up with another play, and you've done that all the way up through multiple different businesses.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I started off with my agency, so I really started, well, from the very beginning. It all started from just being a video editor. You know, when I was younger, just like fucking every other kid, 13 years old, just wanted to be a YouTuber, you know, more than anything. And then obviously you start going through that process. What do you need to learn? You need to learn how to use a camera. You need to learn how to edit. You need to learn, I guess, how to be charismatic and stuff like that. So, but one of those skills is editing, and I really enjoyed the editing process. So when I was younger, when I was about 13 years old, that's when I started to pick up how to use, you know, video editing softwares, different editing tricks and techniques and skills. And then, yeah, that all started when I was around 13. When I was like 14, 15, I started realizing that, hey, like, not just me as a YouTuber needs this, like, every YouTuber needs this.
Mm-hmm.
So I started going and finding clients because I realized, hey, oh, these people pay me for this shit. So I started off with like $20 edits, $30, $40 edits, just one-time edits.
Mm.
And then as time went on, I started to realize, yo, like, this could be a job. Like, people will pay you full time for this stuff.
Just video editing.
Yeah, just video editing. And I enjoyed that process. So I started going and looking for more clients. I was doing $20 edits for like so long. And that's when I started my agency at like 14, 15. Then I came across Sneeko when I was like 17, 18 years old. And yeah, we had that one summer, that generational run, where I think we did over 14 billion views across all platforms in 1 year, just with Sneeko. And then off the back of that, I started signing lots of different clients for my whole agency. And that's when I first did like 10,000, 20,000 a month.
So I have an interesting perspective here because obviously you're a video editor and that's like a very in-demand skill. But there's also millions of video editors. And so you weren't just like taking Sneeko's videos that he'd send you and just cutting it up for him. Like you actually added the creative elements and like understood the task. It's like he's a streamer. He needs as many views as possible. And you kind of took that ownership of like, I'm going to set the strategy and do the work. So what was when you first started working with him, like what was the system that you used to get that 14 billion views?
Yeah, so it didn't actually initially start with Sneeko. The whole theory of it started when I realized, like, right, these YouTubers, they don't just need the job done of editing. They want more views. I was like, how do I get paid more as an editor? I was like, well, if I can say to someone, hey, when I edit your videos, you get more views, right? That essentially says when you pay me, you get paid more, you know? So I was like, right, well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get paid more, so I need to learn how to get people views. That's number one. You could do an edit worse than the next guy, but if it gets more views, then the creator doesn't give a shit because he just got paid more, you know? So I was like, right, so my objective shouldn't be how do I edit the best video possible and have the best effects. Mine should be how do I get the most amount of views for a client. So that's what I specialize my agency in. And then through that is learning a bunch of stuff like what clippable moments look like, what your hooks look like, understanding retention in its fullest, you know, and all those types of things are necessary to get views.
Right. So you were like really analyzing like where were people leaving this video? Why were they getting bored here? Okay, let's not use this time, or let's not use this next time. Let's change this here. Let's use psychology in the hook. And you really like kind of mastered that with Sneeko.
Yeah. So I had this one page. We could probably find it right now. It's called it's 5N34K0, right? And obviously it's Sneeko, but with like letters and stuff like that. And that's one of the pages I started just off the back of nothing. So if you go to that page, there's like 15 million views and only like 4 videos on there. It's a great example of how like I started a page, got 10 million views in like 3 or 4 videos. And the best way to describe it is like there's a storytelling element in every single clip. And if there isn't, then there should be. And that's why videos get views, you know? Now, one of the videos on there, I know for a fact, there's like, Sneako would do a lot of reaction-based content.
Mm-hmm.
So there would always be a prompt to begin with or a question to begin with. And then the story that would follow through would always be like your question or your prompt, you know? Then the anticipation until the answer from either the person in the clip that he was reacting to or his reaction to himself. And then the reaction would be the ending, like his type of reaction to the answer. So you have your 3-part story there. You have the beginning where the question or the prompt was given. You have the answer from the person, then you have his reaction to end it. You know?
Gotcha.
And I would just think in that mindset, clip, 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 clip. That's exactly how I would do it, and I'll just cycle through. And my agency still does 6 figures a month, you know? So that's the same method we still use to this day to get viral clips for all my clients.
Yeah, it's like you like throughout your journey, you like step 1, I need to learn video editing. So you acquired a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Then step 2, I need to learn how to maximize views. So you learn like retention and storytelling. So you acquire a new skill. And then now that you have these sets of skills, how do you make more money? Well, I need to up the leverage. And so then you chose the next higher leverage business model, took all of those skills, but then had to learn one new skill with that business model. And now you're all the way up into, you have 20 skills. You're at maximum leverage because you have a SaaS business and you had to learn how to build a SaaS, design a SaaS, optimize a SaaS. So I would love to just go through in order your thought process, because I think that's the number one thing that most people see on the internet right now is they see a 21-year-old kid that has made $1 million in a month, but then they think that since they're 25, they're behind. But you started when you were 15. And so it's been like a long journey for you. And I would like to go through and kind of show people how those journeys, you didn't see this version of yourself 5 years ago, but you always took that natural next step and learned the next skill and then made the next, like what seemed probably like a logical decision to you. Because like it seems like there was one key unlock. So when you chose with Sneako, okay, I need to get him the most amount of views to make as much money as possible. And so this is where you were learning storytelling. How you described that in like a 3-part story. You said a question. So like when he was on stream, he would ask a question, or you like presented a question.
He's reacting to a video. In the video there'd be a question.
Gotcha.
You know?
What do you mean? Could you give me an example of what a question would be?
Like, can you name 3 countries in Europe? You know?
And then he would do that.
And then the person in the video would like, so there'd be an interviewer in the video, and the person in the video would be like, Africa, and then obviously like say some dumb shit. And Sneako's reaction to that answer, you know, is the ending and that's the story, you know?
Gotcha.
So he'd it'd be like the prompt of the question, and he'd be like, oh my God, how does these people not know this? And
because he was interviewing people.
Oh, there was that as well. The interviews, the interviews, I'd use the same strategy. Like when he did his own interviews, there's even like now, like I run clips for like Love Live Serve. I don't know if you know those guys. Mm-hmm. They're my clients for my agency, and they do a lot of public interview stuff. We do loads of that as well. Use that same formula for those guys. Even like D'Adrian Harding. I don't know if you know D'Adrian Harding. He's like a Gideon type of YouTuber. And yeah, we run his stuff. Like last month, just on his TikTok, we did 40 million views.
Jesus.
You know, like we there's even Gideon's a client of mine. We do the same with Gideon. But yeah, we use that same formula still to this day. It just works perfect.
So it's question, prompt, answer, basically.
Well, your question, your prompt are the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It'll be like the answer and then reaction. It will typically be, you know what I'm saying?
So that is specifically, I'm sorry I'm getting so nitty gritty here, but that is so specifically when Sneako would be on stream and then he would be talking to somebody else. And that would be like the game they're playing?
No, so he'd be reacting to a video just on his computer.
Okay, so so you would send him a video of someone, of dumb people.
So I'd line up a bunch of videos for him, send them all to him and say, look, react to these, get this out the way. These are your clips done for the stream.
So you're setting the strategy on what he's recording.
Yeah, on what he would be streaming. So I'd set up a bunch of reaction videos and stuff like that. But not to take credit away from Sneako.
For sure.
He is we developed a word, it's called clip conscious, right?
Clip conscious.
So if you're a clip conscious person, right, you can, like, Sneako got so good at making clips himself that what he would do is he would be doing an IRL stream and start asking those questions to anyone on the street just because he knows viral clips are going to come off the back of it. Or like he would, like, in his free time be looking for content to react to that he knows would go viral because he's done it so many times, you know? Like, it's about developing that clip conscious mindset of like, is this going to go viral? How's it going to go viral? When's it going to go viral? And then just filming it, setting yourself up to clip yourself. That's why right now, like, you hear like all of the, I don't know if you're around on TikTok much, but you hear all about clip farming. Like all the phase guys, there's a whole meme of like, oh, no way, he's clip farming. Well, yeah, because all of these guys are going into every stream with a clip conscious mindset because they know that that's where their virality comes from.
So streamers are going into like a 10-hour stream with the goal of literally just getting 30-second clips that go viral in short form.
Yep.
Because that's basically how they grow. Like
that's what me and Sneeko were doing, bro. We spent like a whole year of just every stream. How do we max the clip? How do we just start clip maxing, right?
Gotcha.
So that's what we was doing. We was setting up videos for him to react to just so we can clip max all of them. Like coming up with stream ideas just for clips. Like that's all we was doing. It's like, how do we set up like a clip farm for this next 7-hour stream that you're going to do?
Were there like categories that you found, like different types of clip farming? Like obviously one.
During that time, it was the red pill shit.
Yeah.
So you call a woman a retard, like instantly you're getting 1 million views, you know?
Yeah.
So it was perfect. It was a great time, especially with like the Andrew Tate stuff. And obviously, you know what I'm saying? Misogyny's not good, but like, but
it worked from a view perspective.
At that point, it's like, yeah, what was we setting up with, bro? Was just put the most misogynistic shit in front of him, let him react to it, bro. We was printing like 10 million views a day just for fun. Like I have 1 month. I have a screenshot of like 1 month from logged in on Sneeko's account. We did 800,000 followers in 30 days on one account. We only had like 17 posts. We didn't even have loads of posts, and we did like over 150 million views. It's
damn
jacked, bro. Like,
how does he get paid from that?
I mean, at the time we wasn't. The point was like, you clip on TikTok. I mean, they had the creator awards on TikTok.
Yeah.
But you wasn't getting paid a lot back then. Now you get paid a lot, but back then you wasn't.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was just sending traffic to his YouTube.
Then
YouTube, he would make like, I think he made like $250,000 in a month off YouTube before his whole thing got shut down. But that's the whole point of it. Like, there's direct correlation with all of the views off YouTube and the views that started on YouTube as a result. You know, his stream count literally went from like when we first started doing it, like 600 viewers all the way up to like 40,000 at one point. I'm pretty sure last year, like he had like 90,000 during the whole Fuzi era and stuff like that. But yeah, it's most of it, just the whole objective is send traffic to the YouTube, you know, send traffic to the stream.
So go for clips. Are there like formats that win, like reaction, man on the street, like
the reaction stuff always works well. Like reaction clips go viral now, you know, stuff like that. IRL public clips, like it's just essentially streaming is like a live just recording session of just hunting for clips.
And then you're taking those like little sections that will work and then just trying to get as much eyeballs as possible on that. Yeah. So this is where kind of what your claim to fame has been, is not only were you helping him get the strategy and get the clips, but once you got a clip, you like maximize the clip distribution. Can you explain that thought process and what you do?
You can drop a viral video on Instagram and it will most likely go viral on TikTok, and then it will most likely go viral on YouTube Shorts. And now all you've done is taken a video that got 3 million views on TikTok to now get 10 million views across all platforms. You know? And then not only that, like you could put the GTA gameplay at the bottom of the clip and then cycle the gameplay and add another 10 million views off clips that have already gone viral. You know? There's this one clip of me and Sneeko. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like me at the top, him, and it's like 2020.
No virgin, or what is it? No smoke, no. Yeah, I've seen that like 5 times.
I don't smoke, I don't drink. Well, I've reposted it on my Instagram like 7 or 8 times. Every time it does, it gets 10 million views. So like there's one clip now that I made and posted on Sneeko's channel, right? That got like 3 million views before he got banned. I dropped on my Instagram, it got 10 million, and then dropped it 8 more times on my Instagram. I got another 10 million every single time.
Do you delete it and then repost it, or
no? On Instagram, like they're a lot less strict on reposting, so you can just drop the same video and
the exact same.
Yeah, but you can't do that on TikTok.
They stopped that. Do you have to just change the edit?
On TikTok, they have like pixel matching identification tech, right? So it's like if you drop the same video, even on like a new account, if it's the same video, it matches like the pixels.
Great,
and it's like, right, this is the same video, and then just shadow bans it entirely.
Even if you GTA clip it?
No, the GTA clip is where like you can kind of beat the system a bit.
So that's what you've pretty much figured out. It's like you can make one viral clip, and if it goes viral once, it could probably go viral again.
Yeah, but not just again, like one more time, like 10 more times. Like 20
so you would
times.
just cycle through like these split screens with like Grand Theft Auto gameplay.
Yeah, I would just change the gameplay, change the subtitle font, change the subtitle color, and then just post it again. And I did this like so many times. I remember working with Jordan Welch, right? We had I posted a clip from him on TikTok on one of the fan pages I was running for him. At the time, he was a client at the agency. And that clip in particular got like 18 million views. He was interviewing Ryan Trahan. Right, I took that video, changed the gameplay, changed subtitles, changed the font, changed the color of him, and just cycled it and got like another 15 million views out of it.
How many videos did you post?
That video, I posted it full time.
And you're
posted it full time. So.
And that's on the same account, or do you have like 5 accounts?
No, they're on different accounts. I was running like 5 or 6 pages for him at the time.
And you just name them like Jordan Welch, like side, Jordan Welch.
Yeah, Jordan Welch
live.
clips, Jordan Welch videos, Jordan Welch moments, Jordan Welch.
Gotcha. And this has kind of been your claim to fame, like this kind of strategy where you're doing the split screen GTA. Your agency was working with some of the biggest people, and then you started making content about it.
Like I don't have to quit my agency hasn't lost clients. Like I don't really lose a lot of clients because I actually get results. You know,
right?
Like I don't have to.
I mean, it's kind of undisputable. It's just like the best marketing engine right now.
But why would I shut it down? It's making me money. You know?
Yeah.
Like I built a system and operation where I don't have to be involved in the business. I spend like maybe an hour a week, probably less, an hour bi-weekly, and all that hour is just my CEO running me down on keeping me updated with everything and stuff like that.
So you essentially just hired a COO. You taught him how the system works and showed him like examples, trained him, and then what? You just like outsource like editors that you then train, or like?
No, we have employees that go through a vigorous training process, right? So we hire them out of my info community.
Now, yeah.
We hire them out of the community, right? And it's actually one of the reasons I started selling a course. So that people would pay me to learn how to edit for me, and then I could hire them for my agency.
Gotcha.
You know?
If you look at any big agency, like a truly big agency, they basically have like courses for new employees.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends works at Gary Vee's media company, and he literally just had went through 2 days of onboarding and orientation, and it was just a 2-day course on how to run Facebook ads, how to get set up in an ads manager, how to onboard a client, and it was literally a course. So you made your course just to basically train employees, but you could charge. They'll pay you to learn.
Like I had an audience of people that knew me as the guy that blew up Sneeko.
Did you do that intentionally? How did you get that audience?
That happened just through associating with Sneeko. Like I'd go on his streams occasionally, or he'd bring me up or mention me, or I'd post a reel, and the reel went viral one time and I had 20, 30K followers. And I was like, damn, these guys know me for clipping. I was like, I'll just start a course that even if it makes me a couple thousand a month, that's nice. People are paying me to learn how to work for me, you know? And that's it. Obviously the course is teaching people how to make money on TikTok. If they end up deciding, oh yeah, I don't want to retain a job, I'm just going to keep clipping and making money, then that's fine. Just go and do your own thing, go and make your money. I'm happy you enjoyed the course, you know? And there are a lot of guys like that. A lot of people, obviously as I scaled, you can't hire everyone.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people that just made money and are just happy with learning a new online business model, you know?
That is so cool. So you literally were at your agency. You were getting a lot of results for Sneeko. You're like, naturally, how do I make more money? So you want to work at or start an agency. You start working with Jordan. You start working with other big people. Now, obviously, you need to use leverage by hiring other people to edit and actually do the work for you. And so then you made a course to train them, but then you might as well to sell it to then train up your people.
That's what happened. I made a course to teach the people how to teach new
editors, employees,
new employees how to do this clipping shit, how do you get results. And then through that process I was like, hold on, I'll just sell these videos.
You'll just sell the course, the same course you're giving your employees.
And then the people that are in there can just the
apply.
People that have a lot of results and stuff like that, I'll just hire you. And that's what I did. I just started hiring all of them, you know.
So you just figured out the system with Sneeko, then you just recorded a course on exactly how to do it, hired employees, trained them, and then figured you might as well just make this public, and then whoever actually goes through with it and is successful, more employees from my agency, so I can scale more.
And what people don't understand as well is I'm so good at this shit that I marketed my own course with my own organic strategy. I only started running ads not this month, but as of recent. Other than that, bro, I've been making organic content. My Instagram is at 700K followers. My TikTok keeps getting banned, but I've had my TikTok pages at 500,000 before and stuff like that. I've collectively had over 1.3 million followers on TikTok.
It's nuts.
Across all my pages, they just keep getting banned. But
so can I ask one thing real quick? Two things. One, how big was Sneeko in that time when you made that one video that you've recycled, where you were trying to pitch yourself to him?
How big was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was nowhere. He wasn't even a streamer.
Oh, okay.
He was just a YouTuber, right?
Gotcha.
And he went live one time just for the fun of it. But I was a Sneeko fan for years. Like, if anyone knows about Sneako's old videos, like his old videos where he would just like speak his mind. You know, he'd live then talk his experiences. They might be some of the best videos that ever exist on YouTube.
Interesting.
No glaze.
So you were just a fan. He had a little bit of a following, and you really just like.
He had a decent following, like 600,000 subscribers or something like that on his main channel, right?
So what was the circumstance that got you on that call?
So his second channel, he had a second channel called Sneako where he would upload the stream clips and stream on, right? But like before that, it was just a vlog channel, just second channel, you just throw shit up on there, right? And that channel had like 15, 20K subs or some shit like that, right? And he went live on it one time, just, I don't know, once in a blue moon, like once every, maybe twice a year. You just go live just for the fun of it. And he went live and he was just going on Omegle with the tag Sneako, just like talking to people that were on the stream. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go stream snipe him. So I typed in Sneako and I saw like cycle, and I found him. And because it was live on stream, the whole thing was recorded. And then after that, like that is actually the call that signed me Sneako as a client.
So you literally were just a fan. You saw him go live on Omegle. So then you go on that app, which is just matching random people. Then you got lucky enough to match with him. And then on that, you shot your shot and literally were like, I'm a young, hungry kid. I want a clip for you.
Yeah, and I closed, you know, like I signed him as a client, and then, you know, the rest is history.
So that was like your big breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
But you took the shot.
I mean, it
like,
worked.
You saw the opportunity, took your shot.
And he gave me a chance as well. Like, he was the first client to pay me like $2,000 a month salary. Because I told him like, yo, like, give me the chance, give me the shot. I'll dedicate everything to it. I'll blow you up. I know how to do it. I was like, I promise you, I know how to do it. Just listen to me. We'll do it. There's even like, I got him into streaming. Like, there's text between us two where he's like, I was telling him like, yo, get on the streaming stuff. I'll just clip everything. Trust me. Like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And he did one stream and he called me at the end of it. And he was like, yeah, you know what? I really liked it. I'm going to do it again. Through his whole streaming thing, this is how it would work. Like, he would stream. I would go to sleep because of time zones, right? And he'd stream late. Then I'd wake up. He'd finish stream at like 5 a.m. my time. We'd get on a call and just talk about it for like an hour and a half on how we're going to make the next one better, right? Then he goes to sleep because it's late his time. Then whilst I've just woken up and he's gone to sleep, I'll make a shit ton of clips. Tons and tons of clips. I'll make clips. I'll make YouTube thumbnails. I'll do everything, right? So he'd stream, go to sleep, wake up to like 8 videos on the channel, all titled, all thumbnails done, all edited, right? And then all the shorts already done as well. All the TikTok clips already done. And I was just giving him everything I had, you know? And then it worked.
That's true work ethic, bro. For $2,000 a month, that was like your first big break.
That was my first like $2,000 ever, though. You
How
know
old were you?
Say? 18.
18, so like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. What a come up.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So, but that's everyone has that one moment where they like have to. You're like a nobody. No one knows who you are, and you just need like that one opportunity. And it seems like you took full advantage of it. And so, props to you for that. And then obviously you put in an absurd amount of work, and you were solving the whole problem. You were clipping, strategizing, titling, thumbnailing, uploading, everything. So it was like hands off from him.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, it all comes down to how bad you want it. And the truth is, no one wanted it as bad as I did. And that's why I got it, and no one else did. Yeah.
I mean, these podcasts, I swear you can watch some of these podcasts and like literally go copy that person's business to the T. But yeah, most people just don't.
There's not a lot of action take. A lot of it stems from belief, though. Like, if you think about it, there's like a very common saying, like mind over matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe in that. Like, I believe more in like mind is matter. So if you think about matter as like your material, like the world we live in, right? Like actual real shit, right? That's literally what matter is. Like, your mind and your matter are the same. So if you believe that like 100 grand's a lot of money, like it's forever going to be a stretch. And if you believe it's not, then it's not. The hardest part about it, though, is obviously the fact that if you are someone that has less than like 10 grand in your bank account, it's really hard to think 100 grand ain't a lot of money. And it's really hard to then act out of a matter of abundance when you don't have abundance. But the difference is the ability to spot, identify, and believe in opportunity. So let's say, for example, when Clipper came, when Crayo came about, right? My friend who had a SaaS company was telling me, yo, I get like 10 million views a month, and I make like 50 grand a month. And I was like, only 10 million? Are you fucking serious? You know, now if I'm someone hypothetically that has less than 10K in the bank, right? And I hear that this guy's getting 10 million views and getting 50 grand a month. And I'm like, yo, I can get 100 million views. The fuck do you mean 10 million? You know? Now, obviously, you go by correlation. If I can get 100 million views and he's getting 50 grand for 10 million, if I can get 100 million, I can get 500,000. Yeah. Now, for example, 50 grand doesn't even sound like a lot of money anymore, even though I could be someone with less than 10K in the bank. That's an example of the ability to, that's an example of like elevating your mindset. So your matter can then elevate as well, because mind and matter are the same thing.
Yeah, so not relative perspective, but just the general truth of observed external success.
The truth is that a lot of these spiritual motherfuckers, when they make stuff like mind, when they talk about stuff like mind over matter and and elevating your mind state and like, yeah, that's all well and good, but like that doesn't make logical sense. That, you know, to like a lot of people, you need to break it down in this manner. Now, the way that you elevate your mindset, right, with logic, is by doing stuff like that. Look at what other people are doing and try and once you develop a skill, how can you utilize that in a way that's going to make you a lot of money, even though like you don't know it? You have to go and hunt the opportunity. Like I said, for me, I knew how to get views, but I didn't have a lot of money in the bank, you know?
Yep.
So how did I do it? It's like a lot of these guys, let's say someone, like I said, 10 million views equals 50K in sales for their software company. Like, okay, I can get 100 million, I can make 500,000. Now 50 grand doesn't seem like a lot of money, even though I have less than 10K in the bank, you know? You've elevated your mindset to a belief of like 50K ain't a lot, you know? And it's only a matter of time before your reality catches up with how you're thinking.
So it's like once you gain the perspective, you now have that newfound belief, as long as you give yourself permission to believe it.
And that's it. And belief is all you need. But what I'm trying to like get through with this message is that like you need to find a way to make logical sense to you. You know, to make the delusion logical. A lot of people are like,
I understand the point you're making.
A lot of people are like, no, you have to be delusional. Yeah, but like, if you're delusional and you don't believe it, you just sound stupid to yourself.
Yes.
You know? So if you just sit there in the mirror like, I'm going to make 100 grand next month. I'm going to make 100 grand. And you got no fucking plan and no idea, and 100 grand so much money to you. Like, you just sound like an idiot just saying stuff to yourself, you know? But what you need to do is make logical sense to you, so that then you can act on it.
So you truly believe it to your core, like you feel it internally, like, yes, this is possible. If he makes 100 million gets 100 million views, he'll make $500,000. So if I get 100 million views, I'll make $500,000. How do I get 100 million views? And then you just tackle that problem.
Yeah, well, for me, like, I already knew how to get 100 million views.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can get 100 million views. I ain't got 500K. So how do I, you know what I'm saying? So now I need to set this whole thing up so I can get 100 million views and get 500K. You know, now 50K doesn't seem like a lot of money, even though I'm someone that didn't have a lot of money in the bank at that time.
So you know it's possible.
Yeah,
so,
that's what
so
I'm
you
saying.
know, so you know that you need to change to make it possible for you. Like
Exactly.
you need to seek some sort of new information, new lesson, new way of doing things. So you have one piece, but to get the next piece, you just have to learn.
You need to make your delusion make sense before you can act.
Nice. I like that. That circles back to what I was saying earlier, when people will see you and they'll be like, oh, he's just a course seller or whatever. They're not giving themselves permission to believe in that that's actually something that they should learn,
Of
that's
course.
real.
If you're not going to give, like, by not giving me a chance, you don't even give yourself a chance.
Right.
You know, like, and if you're not going to give yourself a chance, then you're not going to make it. That's why a lot of people are like, what do you think about the people that buy your course and don't make money? That's your fault. Because, okay, you might think it's a scam, but if I go and ask everyone that's made money, and trust me, there's a lot of those guys, right? Like, what are they going to say? Are they going to call it a scam as well? No. They spent $40 on this course every month and then made like $1,000, and now they've learned how to continuously make 1,000 every month, or like 10,000 or 5,000, whatever it is, you know? Like, go and ask the winners and ask them if it's a scam. Like, they're not going to give the same answer as you. The difference is how his mindset coming into this and your mindset coming into this. It's the only difference.
It's ego protection. It's easier to say it's a scam or to say this isn't real than it is to look in the mirror and be like, I am not good enough. Yeah. I'm not putting in the work. I'm lazy. Because if a 21-year-old's making $1 million a month with freely available information, and you're 25 sitting on the couch, what does it say about you?
Yeah,
and that's really hard.
I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not making $1 million off freely available information.
When you think about businesses growing their sales beyond forecasts like Mattel, sure, you think about a product with demand, a focused brand, and influence-driven marketing. But often, an overlooked secret is the businesses behind the business making selling and for buyers shopping simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay boosting conversions up to 50%. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are strolling or scrolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Mattel. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/WGMI, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/WGMI to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/WGMI. Thank you for sponsoring today's episode.
Like, there's definitely shit I know that a lot of you guys don't.
But you've learned through
the truth
networking.
Is that stuff like 10K and 20K in a month, like that's freely available
for sure.
You know, and that's what I'm selling. I'm not teaching people how to make $1 million a month. Like, don't buy my course thinking you're gonna make the money I make. So you're not. You know what I'm saying?
That's one step
but
up.
Like you're gonna, if you should definitely buy my course thinking you're gonna be able to make like 10,000, 20,000 in a month, because that's what I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not teaching you how to get as rich as I am. You know what I'm saying? That shit's actually hard. Well, like, you know what I'm saying? To get to like 10K, 20K a month, like that's not that hard, and that's what I'm teaching.
But to be fair, it was hard for you when you first did it. Like when you first were working with Sneeko to go from 2 to 20K, it was a lot of work. Not hard from the perspective of like hard to imagine, but the work itself took a lot of time, and you were willing to pay the price.
I was a lot more willing then, but the difference is that there's like opportunities are different now. Like the TikTok opportunity that I sell, that didn't exist then. Like there wasn't like a real payout system. Whereas now there is. Like you can actually get $1,000 for 1 million views. It's crazy, you know? Like last month on one of my pages, I got over 14 million views. You know, I literally made like 15 grand, you know?
Directly from the platform.
Yeah, directly from TikTok. So like that type of stuff didn't exist. Back then, if I got 14 million, I'd have to send the traffic elsewhere. But now you can just get the views on TikTok, you know?
It's just such a craziest opportunity that we were.
And then I created opportunity as well with Crayo. Like what's crazy as well with Crayo is that like we have a tech stories feature. Now tech stories is the best niche, right? That I've been utilizing to make as much money as I can on TikTok pages. Now to edit a video like that on like an actual video editing software, it genuinely takes like an hour or two to make 1 or 2 of these videos, right? But with Crayo, like you actually can just use AI to have this whole thing made out in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know?
We'll get to Crayo, but I want to go through this. I want to go back into the linear path, sure. But I just want to make it very clear to anyone watching this. He 100% makes $1 million a month. And no matter what you're thinking on this other, like we conspired to come up and lie to you guys on the internet. That is not what's happening. He 100% makes $1 million a month. I have no other way to really prove that to you. Also, other than like we've seen his accounts. I could see his bank accounts. He makes that much money. Like I know that for a fact.
We're at the WAP HQ as well. Like you can literally go on you have
back like I literally can see his back end of his accounts. He actually makes that much money.
Total revenue generated.
Yeah, so like there is zero debate. But whatever.
Even then, like even if you don't believe me, like I don't care. Like
it doesn't affect us.
Don't believe me. Don't buy my course. Like I don't give a shit. You know, like I don't need you to buy it for me to make money. Like I'm gonna, because I know how to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
great.
Don't buy it. Don't believe me. I don't give a shit. Like you know what? Go to my Instagram. Go and block me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like I don't need you as a lead. Like.
I want to say, like, this is not some big sales pitch. This is, like, genuinely you sharing your perspective and game with the world. So thank you for coming on and being so open about it. Most millionaire entrepreneurs are, like, super guarded. They won't come on here and actually, like, share what they're actually doing. So really appreciate you being here. But let's talk about the actual... Like, I think this is what you're the best in the world at, is once you implemented this, you were doing it for other people. You were doing it for Sneeko. You started your agency. You figured out how to scale it across multiple editors and multiple clients, kind of built a box around it. Then you made the course for your employees. Now you're trying to sell the course. So now you've worked up that ladder over 2 years probably. And now you're like, all right, I'm going to give this a go with my face and my content. Really going to scale the course now. Because now you saw some people bought the course and you're like, all right, let's apply everything I've learned and do it myself. Your content is perfect, from the unique camera angle that you use that's like branded now at this point, your storytelling, the way you position yourself with like your office when you were first starting out. All of that is so smart. And so I would love to just go into the details, because I know that was intentional, all the way down to your storytelling.
Yeah, man. First of all, I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
But for the most part, yeah, I started making these videos in my bedroom. Like if you go on my Instagram and you scroll to the bottom, right? you will see me in my bedroom, my desk there, my wardrobe there, my bed is right next to me. Like, you can see me in my bedroom making these videos. And it all started from there. Like, and even those videos have millions of views, like millions. And again, it's just a case of like, I did it for other people. I know how to do it for myself, so I did it for myself. And then obviously I have my software company where I've gone and done it for that as well. You know, there's no situation where, even today, like we was talking about doing some collaborations with what, like, again, if I want to get 1 million active users for free for anything, I'm just going to make videos. Like, I've got no worry about traffic. I'll just spawn it in. So, but yeah, making those videos, that style, there's a bunch of other things that comes into stuff, like when it comes to like selling a course, right? So for example, you want to be direct about what you're selling. My whole mindset was kind of like, people don't really care about me too much.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not important here.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I offer you, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And that's what every video is about. It's about being able to be direct without being harsh, right? That's why my videos are teaching people like how to make money on TikTok, but it's like disguised as a day in the life.
Now I want to go into this because your first line is always how I made whatever $18,000 per month as a TikTok clipper, something like that. Like, you're so to the point, and then you immediately tell a story of like, first I got up and I got a cup of coffee. And it's like POV.
Yeah.
And so tell me the thought process behind why you chose that style.
Yeah, so you have, first of all, I've always liked fisheye. Like, I've been a fan of cinematography for a long, long while, and filmmaking and stuff like that. Just because, like I said, when I was younger, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I got familiar with cameras, and I really enjoyed that process. So I've always been a fan of the fisheye. You know, try all the lens.
Wide angle.
I really like fisheye. It's just something about it so sick to me. So when I just thought like, this is my creative flair that I'm gonna add to my videos. So I added that flair. And then the storyline is like you said, it's told as a story, and those type of things are very, very important. Like we clarified earlier, you know, you want to have a storyline to your videos. So first thing, I got up. The next thing I did, I worked. And the end of the day, I got paid. You know, that's my story. You know, and then through that, you have the ability to be direct. So you disguise your hook as like, you know, this is the day in the life. This is this. This is that. And then this is what I actually do. And then it's essentially not only being part of the story, not only disguising it as like a day in the life, like a friendly video, but it's also like a direct video telling people, this is what I do, this is how I do it, and this is how you can do it too.
Yeah, because you're literally like day in the life of a, how do you say it? Day in the life of a 21-year-old TikTok clipper. Yeah. Making, and you kind of, and then you show on the screen how much you're making, like $18,000.
Yeah.
So anyone's like wants to learn how to make money is instantly interested. And then you're subtly like showing you getting coffee, and then I gotta sit in the sofa and work for 30 minutes, and then you're showing how you clip. But it's like so fast with CapCut back in the day. You were like, I just take a clip, I add a GTA overlay, and then I upload that to TikTok. My work day is done. And it's like, it's a little hyperbole, but it also gets the point across and shows the whole process in a way.
It is exaggerated to an extent because I make it look a lot quicker in the videos, but the truth is, like, you can get everything done.
Right. Like, so it's not like it's just like hyperbole for the sake of the story, because you are telling a story. Yeah. And so it's better to simplify and emphasize the point than it is to talk about how you're on 4 hours of calls. I uploaded the video to YouTube. I added the title. I had to sit there for 5 minutes. Like, that's just not realistic. And so you simplify it so perfectly. And then, but the cool thing is you've done the same thing as you've leveled up your lifestyle. And so now it's like day in the life of like a TikTok clipper in a huge mansion in a G-Wagon and shit. So it's been like the same thing, but as your lifestyle has updated, it's like enhanced it. So it's all compounded for you. So that's really cool. And then, so just, is there anything else that you have? Like, is there like a framework for that you've tried, or is it always the same story? Like, literally, is it just like day in the life?
Yeah, the framework is literally just stories. You know, like just try and really map out your story and what does that look like. And I operate a little bit differently. I do recommend a lot of people really like spend time on your storyline. Like, think about what it's gonna look like, how you're gonna present it, and stuff like that. For me personally, like, a lot of people are shocked when they see me film in real life, just because, like, I don't have to try. It's all in here now, you know? Like, I freeball every video. And if you go on my Instagram, like, every video is above 100K. I get 1 million views, like it's nothing, for fun. You know, I have videos that have 20 million views, like 2 or 3 of them, you know? Like, and I don't have to try. Like it just rolls, you know.
Do you voiceover, or are you actually talking as you're recording?
No, I'm voiceover.
Yeah, yeah. But
Voiceovers work best, bro.
You have more freedom.
Well, not only that, like think about it from a story perspective again. Like you're narrating a story. You are the narrator of this story that everyone's watching, you know? So like voiceovers make the most sense for a story as well.
See, if I had to like do your story, it's like highlight like how much money you're making as a TikTok clipper. Then you kind of like start the day like normal to kind of make it seem like it's actually going through this, like getting coffee, going outside, stretching. You usually make like some sort of witty joke. And then you're like, all right, time to get down to work. And then you go there and it's like getting exciting, actually showing people the action of what you do. And then it's like almost like you're kind of making people feel like there's no way it's that easy. And then you go do some luxurious thing. And then the very end, call to action if you want to learn how to do it. Check the link in my bio, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you use mini chat automations at all, or is it just link in bio?
No, I don't use ManyChat. I'm not a fan of ManyChat. I do have setters on my account though and stuff like that. But no, I don't use ManyChat. It's just replying to DMs, you know.
Replying to DMs. So people DM you. Do you tell them to DM you?
I don't tell people. In some videos I do. Sometimes I tell people to DM me, or I'll drop on my story like DM me, because I do open some mentorship slots every now and then and stuff like that. When I do, you know, people, they jump on. And I let them know my story, like DM me X and stuff like that.
Then is it usually just a link in the bio if they want to learn more, essentially? Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got my link for my low ticket course in my bio, you know. So
yeah.
people can just go and
is it
buy
weird
that
to talk
anytime.
about this, like, so openly? Like, the strategy behind it?
No. Bro, you got to think about it. Like, there's so much money that exists in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, is this business model saturated? Da, 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 da. Like, they all work.
They work.
All of them.
But you're not good enough to make it work yet.
Yeah, every single business model works. It's just, like, the difference between those that give up and those that don't. But, like, yeah, I mean, you get the point already. Like, yeah, every model works. It doesn't matter too much. I can tell everyone all my secrets. Like, the odds are most of you won't even compete with me. Mm-hmm. So I don't even have to worry about competition, because most of you just won't do it. Those of you that do compete with me, like, you're probably never going to be as good as me anyway. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of you, like, yeah, I mean, you also have to think about how much money already exists in the online space. The creator economy is already like a multi-billion-dollar industry, like trillion-dollar industry or some shit like that. Like, there's so much money to be out there. Like, TikTok are not lacking in sponsorships anytime soon. Mm-hmm. So they're always going to be able to pay out at good rates and stuff like that. Like, I've never really worried about anything in terms of revealing my TikTok strategies. Like, take it all you like. Like, you're just never going to be as good as me.
Like, you're so skilled. Like, you've earned the skill over these years to the point where you're so good that you just know that no one else can touch you on that level. So you're happy to share it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a competitive sport, and attention is scarce. And so, like, it's almost like people feel entitled to views. Yeah. Where it's like you just have to get good. Like, there's no way around it. Like, get good and it will work.
Yeah,
but
like,
it's only going to work that way.
LeBron James could actually just make like a video course on like how he trained to become who he is in basketball and stuff like that. Like, you're never going to be able to shoot better than him. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
And you wouldn't call that a scam, because it's like just the lesson from the guy who's the best in the world.
Yeah, like, you can't. You're just never going to touch
These
it.
are all skills, like the retention, hooks, storytelling. These are all like individual skills you have to master. And you mastered those with somebody else while you're getting paid to do that. So then right when you had earned the right to sell a course, you had the skills, you applied it for yourself, and it looks like an instant success, essentially. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, the next part, obviously it's courses. I would argue that courses are actually very difficult to sell, but the only reason people complain about, or like, I feel like it's very weird when people say, oh, he just sells a course. It's hard to make content that gets attention. You got to build out an entire funnel. You got to think through an offer. You got to do welcome sequences, ads, all of this. Like, it's a lot of work to sell a course and to actually set one up. And you have one of the most insane funnels. And so I just had Daniel on, and you guys teamed up, which was a crazy good move from both of you. But then you had the next step in the ladder. It's like you didn't jump and make some stretch or try to come up with some $1 billion idea. It's like, all right, what's next? Well, now I sell a course. Now I make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. Now I have all of these people who want to actually clip now. Well, what's the next problem that people who want to clip have? How do they make videos as fast as possible? How do I make it easier for them to go viral? And so you come up with an amazing idea called Crayo. And it's one of the first AI video editors that does exactly what you do, but automatically for people to just help them do it faster. So I would love to hear your perspective. I already talked to Daniel about it, but I just want to hear how you thought about it coming together. Can someone please invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 40,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. When you're closing the books in weeks, not days, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time on what's next. Whether your company is earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. If I had needed this product, it's what I'd use. Speaking of opportunity, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/WGMI. This guide is free to you at netsuite.com/WGMI. Thank you for sponsoring today's episode.
Yeah, so we came up with the name Crayo because it's like, I can't remember, it was like creative in Latin or Greek or something like that. And then it's not like a direct translation. Like direct translation, we actually couldn't buy the domain for. So we named it Crayo how it is. But like, yeah, Crayo is essentially the whole thing I wanted it to be is I wanted it to enable people that couldn't edit the ability to edit without having to like develop the skill, you know? And obviously using AI prompts and stuff like that. And we did a really good job. Like I said, like those tech stories, like the tech story niche is my personal favorite niche, you know?
Have you ever studied storytelling, like how to make viral stories? Like how did you go about learning that skill other than doing it over and over?
Just doing it over and over.
Just like being aware, like I need to tell stories. Okay, what's a story? Like set an expectation.
Because like if you wanted me to script write a movie, the story I come up with is going to suck. If you want me to come up with a fake story that isn't real, right? For a TikTok video, I'm going to get 10 million views. Like, I'm not actually good at storytelling. I'm just good at knowing what goes viral. And storytelling is my method that I use to do it, you know?
Is there like a vocabulary that you have? Like you said prompt. Like you prompt it and then it's like payoff, or then it's like, do you think about any of those words?
Yeah, so in terms of like what? Like creating a story?
Yeah. Like are there like functions of a story? Like those are different pieces, right? Like
there are. Like you want to... I mean, it's simple, bro. Like, this is the start. You create the problem, resolve the problem, and that's the story.
Great.
You know? It's like the start is like literally the introduction, introduce the setting, the characters, Then have your problem, have your resolution, and that's your story.
Great.
That's what movies are.
100%. Storytelling arcs. You can visualize them very easy. Like they're in a good place, then something bad happens. Now they want to go somewhere. They think something's about to work out. Something bad happens again. And then by the end, they finally worked it through and they got the girl and they live happily forever after.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can see it very clearly if you study it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is every time. You know, you introduce characters as saying problem, solve it, and that's the whole thing done. So the only thing is like I learned what I know about storytelling just through trial and error. Like I've made such a ridiculous amount of TikToks. Like I don't even know.
There's no point to study the theory. Just get in there.
Just brute work, you know.
But the cool thing is with Crayo, you guys probably put in prompts of like the best way to tell a story that's optimized for short.
We have.
So now they just skip all that. Just
also, bro, it's AI, so it continuously optimizes. You know, like on its own. Like we don't even have to keep. Like it's AI, it trains on its own, you know? Like once it's registered, like, okay, this is a good video, like it would just, or this is a good story, it would just continuously make new stories that are better than the last. Because that's what AI does, it trains itself.
So that makes so much sense. I'm curious, from the shift from info to SaaS, that feels like there's like polar opposites in like how you build the business. So what was like what was the hardest thing to learn when you were starting your SaaS?
Well, it's the same demographic.
So you already had the customers.
My audience is already people that like, I just provided a good offer through a different avenue.
Yeah.
You know, I already had a good offer for my course, but I provided a good offer again in a different avenue. So it's a different way for someone to pay me, you know? And what's even funnier is like a lot of people are like, oh, don't fall for this. He owns Crayo. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, fucking.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it. I know you own Crayo. It's
and I'm just like in the comments like, yeah.
Yes.
You're right. Actually, I did make this.
But go into that on your videos because you market it so well. It's like most people just want to make money when they're on Instagram or TikTok. Like that's the problem that they're at. And then so you're introducing them to a way of making money. But then you subtly place your software tool as a piece of that puzzle to like achieve that outcome essentially.
Well, it does. Like you don't have to know how to edit well anymore.
Right.
You can just go and use Crayo.
Yes,
You know?
and it's just, and you do that so well in your marketing. I might just show an ad right here.
I watched a video the other day about a guy who makes 15K a month by just taking popular streamers' clips and putting them in the shorts.
Yeah, that's me. He's talking about my video. So let me actually show you what I do. Today when I got into my office, I pulled up my phone and checked my statistics for last month. One of my pages that I started recently has already made over $12,500. I literally have like 5 of these pages and make upwards of $40,000 every single month. So here is exactly how I make all of my clips to make all of my money. First thing I do when I go on my phone is open YouTube. Then I head to any particular streamer and screen record their content. Once I find a funny moment, I take it into my video, I crop it, and then head to Crayo AI. Once I'm on Crayo, I select my GTA gameplay and it puts the whole video together for me. After I make the video, I go on TikTok and post it on one of my theme pages. Just last month, one of my theme pages made me over $12,500. And I literally have upwards of 10 of these pages now. So if you want to learn from me and how I do, you can join the free Discord in my bio.
So the way you do that is so subtle, but that's the genius behind it. It's like the same thing with like Shopify's drop shipping. Like people will sell courses on how to drop ship, and Shopify was always just a piece of that puzzle.
Yes, yeah.
And so you guys have nailed that too. Daniel talked about affiliates, but I'm curious if you guys have ever did you say you were hiring to grow Crayo? Did you just teach him this style and then?
When he says affiliates, like we do have an affiliate system. Obviously it's not like super great affiliate system. Like
yeah.
The truth is we're just hiring people. Like there's tons of people that copy the type of videos I make and sell courses.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of getting mad at those guys, we just approached pretty much every single one of them and said, hey, we'll pay you like $2,000 a month to put Crayo in your video instead of CapCut. I was like, CapCut never gonna pay you, Adobe never gonna pay you, Crayo are gonna pay you. And on top of that, it's actually a good fucking product. So like that's it. And every one of them says yes, obviously. Like what's the alternative? Like saying no and then don't get paid.
Yeah.
You know, like
do you give minimums? Like they have to post like once a day or once a week or?
Yeah, we have contracts with every single creator.
Gotcha.
But
so you're going for quality play on the affiliates and kind of massaging how they make videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have bonuses. Like if you get 10 million views, we'll pay you 5K instead of 2. You know, and stuff like that. So we do have incentives, and obviously it's all incentives. Like we don't ask them to put a link anywhere. In my videos, all of it. So as of today, like right now, we have 1.5 million active users on Crayo.
That's insane.
And that's all come from my Instagram. Like my Instagram, my TikTok. That's it, right? Now, off the back of that, right? Like we didn't pay anyone for marketing. We didn't pay for any ads. We didn't do anything. It's all just come off my organic videos. And I've never put a link to Crayo anywhere on my page. I've never linked it. It's all just people watch the video, type in Crayo on Google, and then go and pay for a subscription. And that's it.
Oh, so the attribution is pretty... They literally will just see it and then on their side and just go Google, what is this?
Well, a lot
Crayo
of
thing?
people think they're smart. And they're like, oh, this guy is just selling a course. Well, he dropped the software. I'm going to go and use the software instead of buying his course. And I own it as well. So like...
So that's just crazy. It is actually pretty crazy just to even think about, because I do the same thing. It's like I can just make a video for like $300 and then like 100,000 people are going to see this just magically, just from these algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge opportunity. But now you're at the phase where you've made enough, you proved it organically, you've really optimized the product, and now you're tackling paid ads. And I think just running paid ads to a course for a software business is like one of the most overlooked strategies. It's absolutely printing right now for people.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Well, like, you know, we're starting to spend money on ads now and stuff like that, because like when you start making, you know, like a lot of money, you know, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million a year, like it's just something that comes with.
At the end of the day, the only difference between $10 million and $20 million business is more distribution channels, and then just cranking them up with ads, right? Instead of like you maximize the views you could get with organic.
But yeah, it goes with all businesses. It's just if you can build a profitable paid cold traffic funnel and you can scale it correctly, like you're always going to be in for a lot of money.
Yeah, I see a lot of problems with creators who get good at organic. They like get crippled by it because now it's like you have to post every single week. It's all dependent on you. And that's the leap you're supposed to take. Like use that as like, that's literally free money in a sense.
Yeah.
Then you use that to fund your ads and actually taking risk to scale.
Yeah, I agree. I have a great team. Without my team, like I wouldn't make the money I make today. That's for sure. Like my team are insane, and stuff like that. So
did you actively seek them, or how did you like
start
working together?
My two biggest people on my team is like my funnel builder gets 10% of profit from the whole thing, and my sales manager does too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know them through a friend of a friend. Like I don't even look for them. They were just like, hey, like I like what you got going on. You got good product, and good product attracts good talent.
Right.
You know, so Crayo, we have tons of people from our biggest competitors coming to try and work for us. We have tons of good developers trying to come and work for us as well. To obviously all the good marketers trying to come work for us as well, trying to help us grow it. And then with my info, like I create a really, really good offer and a really good product, and I have a really good angle as well. And I'm the biggest in my space.
Yeah.
So like naturally, like good funnel builders come try and work for me. Good sales managers come. Like these type of things they're inevitable, you know. And I'm thankful for the fact that we all work together now, because without them, I wouldn't make the money I make. It's that simple.
Yeah, you got all the advantages now over time.
Yes,
But everybody started with nothing. No one was
Yep.
born with followers. Is there, if you had to restart completely, first off, what has motivated you? I feel like a lot of people get comfortable at the course stage. Like, what motivated you to go for this ass? And I know you have your next product is going to be insane.
Yes.
And I know what you're working on. I'm very excited, but I don't think we should talk about that here.
No.
So that's on the low. But what's motivating you to keep going? Because Crayo is probably $50 million business if you guys exit right now. So what motivates you to take these next steps up?
Yeah, we've already had 8-figure offers and stuff like that, but
It's
we
nuts.
just turned them all down because
You got something good.
we got a bigger vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of what motivated me, like it's always been something I wanted to get into. Like I was looking for a dev for like 2.5 years before I found the guy I currently work with. But for the most part, it is just like it's like creating a new business without spreading yourself thin. Because it's not a whole nother business in like a completely different direction. Like it's already in a space I'm already in. Like Crayo is already in the clipping space. My digital product store, my info is already in the clipping space. Like my agency is in the clipping space. So like I'm consistently surrounded around this one thing.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, this one whole ecosystem, this niche of business, right? So that I can start a new business, but it's all in the same thing. I'm not now spreading myself thin. You know, they all tie together, they're all locked together. So for example, if I make a video for my info, what do I have to do? I have to post on my Instagram, post on my TikTok, which can provide new customers and new leads for my agency, because my personal brand grows. It also provides new customers, decreases my CPA, my CPLs for my info, and then it also increases the amount of customers for Crayo. So now I don't have to market for 3 different businesses. I market for one, and it covers all 3.
And the message stays consistent.
Exactly. So I'm not spreading myself thin, but I'm able to diversify. You know.
And you're building out a team to really handle the bulk of that work anyways.
Of course, yeah.
It's just you have this simple strategy that's all in line. It's like, what's the next bet? It's really just increasing LTV from every customer, which is like the true only way to scale a business. Most people's businesses fails because they overlook how to make more from each customer, how to keep the customer for longer. That's the biggest problem with course sellers, is they want that one sale and then gone. So I think you're playing this game completely correctly. Is there anything like, I just find it, I wonder if are you Gen Alpha, or is that even younger than you? You're Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Do you see like a polarization? I'm curious. I'm like 6 years older than you. Do you see like a polarization in your like age demographic where it's like people are either the worst human beings on the planet or just like ultra successful? Like it's like people are becoming the extremes of everything.
I still live at home. I still live with my family and stuff like that. So I don't like see ultra successful people, because I don't live in a big city. You know,
But just even, did you go to school, like high school?
Yeah.
Like a public high school?
Yeah.
Like are people in that like I just feel like you're getting hit with such targeted algorithms, and there's so much information available to you. Like the opportunity is there for people who want to use it right, or you're just going to go completely down the wrong path if you use it wrong. Like, do you see that, or am I just?
No, I definitely understand what you're trying to say. It's not, I think that because like, I mean, naturally you make more money, you surround yourself with people that make more money. Like that's always something that's going to happen, no matter where you're from or who you are. Right. But, in terms of like going down the other route, I don't know, like I see that more than I don't, because I live in a very, very tiny city.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't really see a lot of rich people there anyway. And if I'm being honest, bro, like I want to make new friends. I don't want to meet new people.
Amen.
I don't want to see new shit. I just want to stay at home with my friends from home, the kids I grew up with, you know, like I don't want to go outside, man. I just want to chill.
I agree. And the reason I ask is 'cause I'm curious how you developed this mindset so young. Like both you and Daniel are just like, it's just so insane. Because most 20-year-old kids are like just so thinking about the complete wrong thing in college, partying, thinking they're on the right path. But you guys are like so like aggressively on the right path and take such big action so quickly. I was curious how that even like became developed in you.
For me, part of it is just because I'm religious. Like, I'm a Muslim, right? So like I've never drank, I've never smoked, I don't mess around with girls or anything like that. So my whole time, bro, I was just chilling playing FIFA, and then one day like I got paid from like one of my clients from my agency. Again, I was like 17, made like £500 in a month, and I spent it all on the day I got paid, and I was like, damn, I need some more money. So I was like, instead of playing FIFA, let me try and work a little bit harder. And then it all spiraled on from there, man. Then the addiction started.
The making money.
Yeah, the making
Most
money
people get
addiction.
addicted to other vices, and yours was just the grind.
Yeah, well, because I was religious, like, I don't have anything to do past 11 p.m. other than, like, sleep and play FIFA. So
wow, that's interesting. So you're not toiling around, like, the social judgment of, like, should I go to this party? Should I not? Just not even in
yeah,
the
it's not
question.
even a possibility that my answer just no as default. Like, it got to a point, like, my friends don't even ask me because they know the answer's just going to be no. So
you're just permanently on monk mode, dude.
I mean, if that's what you consider monk mode, man, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, it's bad. It's just what our society's come to, especially in the West.
Yeah, obviously, I don't think it's crazy to say that type of stuff. But
Uh-huh.
at the same time, like, for me, bro, that's just normal, bro. I'm in bed by 12. I'll wake up at 8. I'll hit gym. I'll have some eggs. Get to work, you know? And then, like, you know what I'm saying, step outside, bowling, arcade, whatever. Like, that's fun, you know?
Is there anything... Sorry, go ahead.
But, like, where I live, bro, I have an office. I'll just shout at the boys, yo, come to the office, run some card games, play some UFC,
Mm-hmm.
play some FIFA, and get some work done, go home, go to bed, sleep, you know what I'm saying? I'm just living.
We should play FIFA after this, but
We should.
I'm down, bro. But I'm curious, is there like anything that you like, because that's what I was asking, like you're like making these next businesses, you're making these next, like what you have next is going to be multi-9-figure business. What's the point of that? Is there like is it just, obviously you love, it's fun, like obviously it's like running up the scoreboard, but is there like a bigger end, is there like a specific thing you want to acquire? Like, do you want to buy a sports team? Do you want to buy like Liverpool or something?
That's a good point. No, so for me, again, it spirals back to religion, right? So the reason I want to make like 9 figures is I've always said to myself, like, I want to make 100 mil liquid, and then I want to take 90 mil and donate it, right? I want to build stuff like mosques and hospitals and all this other stuff, and just trees, agriculture. And then I want to go and lay the bricks myself, because I don't think that's charity enough to just give money. I want to go and spend like a couple years like actually going helping people build these type of things that I've gone and paid for. And one of the reasons for it is simply because in Islam we believe that when you die, there's 2 ways of getting blessings, right? Someone coming to your grave and praying for you, and there's a second thing called sadaqah jariyah. Now what this means is, like, if I build a hospital, right, every time someone goes to that hospital and gets recovered, or every time someone gets a job and gets paid, or every time something good happens in that hospital, I get part of the blessing as well. And those type of buildings, like mosques, for example, they can last for thousands of years, you know? Everyone that comes to my grave to pray for me, they're all going to die. Eventually, I'll be forgotten, you know? But stuff like mosques and trees, agriculture, like farming and stuff like that, and hospitals and these type of things, like, they will last for way longer, you know? And worst case scenario, religion isn't real, and I left a positive mark on the world, you know?
So it's like it instilled in you like a basic I mean, that is the best part about religion. It instills like a set of instructions that lead you to a good life, essentially, regardless whether it's real or not. And what you just said,
and a net positive impact. Like I said, like, if I die and religion ain't real, like, at least I left like a bunch of places of worship, a bunch of hospitals, you know, a bunch of like crops and trees and all this other stuff.
Such a mature perspective. So many young kids are going to look at religion and be like jaded by it and like try to prove it's wrong or something, and then consume their whole life over if it's real or not. And you're like,
whether
like,
it's wrong or not, worst case scenario is a really good thing,
and it's still a good thing for people.
Exactly. You know, I met with someone recently. It's actually one of the first times meeting them, and they told me, they were like, the way that you look at religious texture is a reflection of yourself, you know? So if you look at it and you see a lot of pessimism and stuff like that, it says more about you than it does about than it does about the book itself. So that's what I've taken from the Quran.
Is there anything that you feel you do differently than most people?
Yeah, I feel like I live differently to most people, but again, like, a lot of that is religion. To be fair though, a lot of people, like, they forget that religion is a choice. Like, I could wake up, go club tomorrow, fuck a load of bitches. Like, that's actually something I can do, you know?
It's hard.
People are like, oh, you can't do it because... Hold on, like, I've made the choice to follow the religion, which means
is
I make the choice to follow the actions. Like, I'm not bounded by anything. Like, I can, yeah, like I said, I can wake up and do a bunch of degenerate shit tomorrow. I can go and waste all my money on a Lambo if I wanted to. Like, I can go and do those things, but like, I just don't. Like, I make that as an actual choice.
And that's just a reflection of your personality trait of discipline. Like it's objectively, those are all temptations, literally. Like,
yeah,
and you have the ability. It's not like your parents are going to yell at you. I mean, they might judge you, but like, it's not like they're going to like lock you in your basement or something. Like, you're not truly going to get in trouble if you, yeah, exactly. You could literally go do it, but it's an inner discipline that how was that instilled in you?
There was always it just made logical sense to me. Like, why would I smoke cigarettes? They're bad for you. Why would I drink alcohol? Like, it's going to poison my liver. Like, it just never made sense to me. So I just never ended up doing it. Like, I was like, why would I go to the club? What's that end goal? I was like, I've never been to a club.
So you just never did. Are your parents in a healthy, happy relationship?
My parents got divorced when I was 11.
Interesting. And you still kids have like a weird rebellious age where they see everything's bad for them. They try to do it specifically.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, how the fuck did my dad do that, bro? Because like, I don't know what he did, man, but I need to take notes for my kids, bro.
So you're saying how your dad did that as in like how he like trained your mind, basically?
Yeah, what the fuck did he do to me, bro? Like, why didn't I? Because I didn't have any temptation to do any of it.
A lot of people struggle. Like, it's like extremely hard for them to not go. I think once you do it, the more you do it, the harder it is to not do it.
Yeah, I've seen like having conversations with my friends like, yo, like, think about this for a second. And they're just like really battling some inner demons to not go to the club. And I'm like, all right, man, like, if that's for you. I've never been tempted. I never even considered it. Like, I've never really had a rebellious stage of like.
Did you ever try something that was perceived as bad or taboo when you were really young and then had a really negative experience with it? So it like scared you to like someone told you something was bad, you did it, had a really bad experience, and now you're like, I'm never doing anything bad again.
I think like the worst thing I ever did growing up, I was genuinely thinking about what's the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Was like, I spent like £1,000 on my dad's card on FIFA points when I was like when I was like 11 or something like that. But like, obviously I've paid him back so much now. Like, it just cancelled out a millionfold. So
that was the worst thing you've ever done.
Yeah,
did you get in trouble for it?
Of course I got in trouble.
Like, what happened?
That smacked the shit out of me. But like,
okay, like hit you.
Well, yeah, that's discipline though, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I don't resent from him. I get on with my dad really well. I love my dad. I live with him. I chose to live with him. My parents got divorced. I chose to go and live with my dad. But yeah, I love my dad. But yeah, I don't I think that's the worst thing I've ever done in my life, like, ever.
Yeah, but you learned the lesson. Did
you
know it was
not
bad?
like a life lesson or anything?
Did you
like,
know?
I knew what I was doing wrong.
Yeah,
in the
you
moment.
knew it was
I
bad.
just wanted Gareth Bale on my ultimate team.
Yeah, back then too. Yeah, he was nasty. Both you and Daniel. It's like you both think so clearly and so correctly that it's like, wow, like, how did you not get poisoned by one wrong idea? Because it seems like that's what happens to people, like when they're younger.
It's just the ability to free think. Like, you don't even have to be good at thinking. You just have to be able to think for yourself.
Just
like,
reflect.
Yeah, like the reason some of the red pill stuff is so retarded. Like, I was looking at, obviously when I was editing all the clips, I consumed tons of red pill content. But like, one of the most like idiotic things to come out of that whole scene is the whole concept that like these guys are like, no, like, you're supposed to have multiple women. The whole concept of multiple women is like, oh, it's just a masculine urge. So you're telling me I need to discipline myself in life, right? To like not go to the club, to not drink, to not smoke, to hit the gym every single day. But I can't discipline myself when it comes to women. Now it's innate, and now I can't control it. And now I have to go and fuck a load of bitches. And now I have to have a mistress. And now I have to have 4 wives. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, why did quantity of women mean signal status?
Why do I have to be disciplined in everything else apart from this one thing?
Yeah, why is collecting women status?
Well, I actually understand why that's status. Like, that makes sense to me, but it's more of like, why do I have to be disciplined in everything else to be a good man? But like, when it comes to women, you don't have to be disciplined. Don't worry about it, bro. Just fuck all the bitches you want. Like, that didn't make sense to me at all.
It's like it's like that was that one person's vice who had a lot of influence or something. Yeah. And they just won the narrative. And everybody starts copying each other.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you've learned from? Like, is there any like key people or books or whatever? Like you said, you Red Bull. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. So there's a book, The Master Key System.
The Master Key System?
Yeah, that's a book. I think it's by Chris Hannell or something like that. That's a really good book for, like I said, mindset elevation. You're learning about your brain, about your subconscious, and how to use that to elevate how you think so that you can elevate your matter. Your mind and matter are one. So that's a really good book. And it's not super foundational, but I think it's a good book for people that need to learn about their own mind. It's a good book for them to start with.
Nice.
Also, there's a bunch of generic books, you know, stuff like Atomic Habits, The Alchemist, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Like these type of books.
The
are
Power
really
of Your
good as well.
Subconscious Mind is great.
Yeah, but I think those are like foundational books. Like
You should start there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely, these are 4 really good books to start with, you know?
100%. Power of Your Sub. I read that like this year, and I'm like, why did I not read this book first? Like, it is such a fascinating perception. It's made me way more calmer in my journey. Like, it's like, I'm not actually in control of what's going on. Let's just set the direction and trust. And that's been really peaceful for me. So then I guess the last question, I don't like to drag these on. We've gone through your whole business and you shared literally everything. I don't think I've really missed anything. So thank you for being so transparent and open about it. My perception of you before coming into this and after this conversation has changed a lot.
Really?
A lot. Like the fact that you actually are like not partying, not drinking, not smoking. You're really calm. You're just like, this seems like the thing to do. It makes sense. It's helping people. I thought you were going to, I don't know, for some reason. It's just probably all the content that I've seen of you. It's just whatever. I don't know why, but it has. If you had to restart again from scratch and you can't use TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, you can't do social media specifically like with your face or anything, what would you do to make $10,000 as fast as possible? Because I know the only reason I say that is because I know the answer would be TikTok, because that is the best way to make 10,000. 100% the TikTok creativity program, what you teach, actually probably is what I would do to make $10,000 as fast as possible. So quick plug there. But if you had to challenge yourself and this whole vertical was erased from possibility.
10K. Well,
or $1 million if you want to go for it. But
there's like a thought process that comes into mind, right? So it's like, the reason that TikTok and all these other things are so good is because like your cost will be $0.
Right.
Like you can, if you create a digital product, your cost can be 0.
As long as you have a phone. Yeah.
Yeah. So, damn, to meet 10K without all these other things. Yo, I'll probably just be shitcoin gambling, man. Not gonna lie, man.
Really?
Like,
really?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, probably
like $100.
I'll just fuck it, bro. Just go on Solana, just look at the highest volume activity and just start. Fuck it, just $10 here, $10. Just hope I hit 1,000x somewhere,
that's
bro.
That's horrible advice. But
I don't know. What, without TikTok, I'm useless now.
That's how it is.
I actually don't know anything after that, bro.
I don't know what I would do.
Think about it, like, all my businesses all just come off the back of short form content because I've mastered marketing. That's it.
That's
right?
the skill. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had the help of a developer to make Crayo. I've had the help of like my sales manager to construct my offer and stuff like that for my info. But really, bro, my skills lie in like short form content. You take away social media from me, bro. Fuck it, man. I'm spinning that roulette wheel, bro. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
You're going straight back to the bottom.
I'm putting it all on black.
That's funny. I guess that is a good point. Like your key in business to massive success.
My edge is social media.
And to be self-aware of that and just go all in on that one thing and then delegate the rest and don't try to be everything. It's actually a great lesson there.
My funnel builder, my sales manager, they tell me like the reason we love working on your offer so much is because you just leave me the fuck alone, because last thing they want is some guy who hasn't got the sales experience they do telling the sales manager how to close.
Have you tried doing this? It's like, dude, it's so annoying.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Well, that's a great way to end it. Where can they find you on social media, brother?
At Musi.02 on Instagram. That's probably the best place right now.
Yeah, check out all of his products. We show stuff on screen. But dude, thank you so much for putting all this out there for free, bro. You're the man.
Appreciate you for having me.